I find myself oscillating between two extremes, spending too much time outdoors or indoors. My work often demands extended periods of travel on the bike, followed by an equally lengthy stretch behind screens. And lately, there's been a lot more of the latter. I easily get lost in my laptop because my responsibilities come without a fixed schedule, which can be both a blessing and a curse. And despite my efforts to venture outside daily for exercise, keeping the adventurous spark alive is a struggle. It's as if comfort sucks me in. But luckily, earlier this year, I made a deal with myself. I was due for another solo overnighter. My bike is always ready to go, mainly because it requires minimal maintenance. However, I wanted to address a recurring issue. Storing my heavy camera in the accessory bag often causes it to hang low and bounce around on the bike. So, to solve this, I installed a front rack for extra support. That should do the job. The beauty of an overnighter is that you don't have to plan much, and packing takes just a few minutes. Even if I forget something, it's only for a night. Camping setup, change of clothes, cooking kit. I've actively avoided cooking on all my solo escapes because it intimidates me in some way. But this time, I wanted to confront the challenge. By now, I've also figured out my most comfortable bag setup. I struggle with fitting my sleeping kit into the small compression bags, so bringing panniers ensures I have enough space, regardless of how unpolished my packing skills will be the next morning. Shoes on, and time to head out. Spring season has only just begun, but since it's been such a dry and warm winter in this region of Spain, most trees and plants are blossoming early. I picked a beautiful day to ride out. Clear skies and a soft breeze gently cooling everything down. The plan was to pedal up the mountains behind our base and settle down by sunset at a viewpoint I spotted some months ago. This time, my worries were at a minimum. I'm familiar with the area and know there are barely any risks to be concerned about. Actually, my biggest fear was safely lighting my stove in the evening and cooking whilst controlling the flames at all times. But that mission was still a few hours away. I gained elevation relatively quickly, and the temperature rose fast too. It's alarming how it seems to get hotter and hotter earlier every year. My legs were definitely feeling the effort, but with the lowest gear set, I know I can almost push through every ascent. The Outback and Pinion gearbox have opened up so many possibilities for me. Before this bike, I frequently had to walk on the steeper gradients because the gear ratio was always wrong for my leg strength, often resulting in putting too much force on my derailleur and hurting my knees along the way. But I can ride my bike uphill now, almost every time. I found my spot for the night. Setting up camp is a routine I've repeated countless times with Tristan, probably even hundreds by now. It's become almost automated, like a well-rehearsed dance where I can switch off my thoughts and immerse myself in the simple act of building my temporary shelter. There's something magical about it. How with just some fabric and a simple metallic frame, I can create a sense of protection and coziness. Of course, it's somewhat of an illusion, as safety and comfort are relative concepts outdoors, but when you're vulnerably exposed to the elements, even the smallest conveniences amplify the experience, making it feel like a luxury amidst the simplicity. Freshening up after a day on the bike has become a ritual. Cleaning up and changing into fresh, comfortable clothes marks a symbolic transition towards winding down for sleep. While many bike travelers skip this step, to me it's a crucial moment that transforms my tent into a home away from home. I enjoy spending the last hours of daylight in silence, simply sitting on my chair, soaking in the views, and focusing on being present in the moment. As I looked around, I noticed how blooming bushes of rosemary and thyme surrounded me, so I cut some fragrant sprigs to add to dinner. It was happening, my first time cooking a proper meal out in the wild. Other than the overly charred onion, it felt like a very successful first try. And I felt proud for myself for once again breaking a barrier that made me feel quite uncomfortable. Nevertheless, as I realized the effort it takes to prepare a proper camp meal after a tiring day outdoors, I felt extra grateful to Tristan, who always takes care of cooking when we travel together. Though I had only been pedaling for a handful of hours, I was exhausted and ready to fall asleep. Nothing was unnerving me this time, so I thought it'll be a good night. But I guess I was wrong. In the depths of the night, the wind began to pick up. I hadn't properly secured the tent because the ground was exceedingly rocky, so the strong side gusts kept me up for hours, as I feared they'd snap one of the poles. But the tent kept up perfectly fine, which proved how many worries exist only in my mind. Despite the broken sleep the overnighter brought, I felt immense appreciation in the morning, simply for being out there witnessing the sunrise over the horizon. I packed pretty swiftly with the thought of enjoying breakfast in town. It's remarkable how refreshed I felt after just one day spent outdoors. Time perception warps on the bike. You see and experience so many things that the hours, in a way, just seem to stretch out. The opposite happens when I spend days in a row behind the laptop. Time instead just slips away under the repetition and monotony of my space. After years of constant instability and bike travel, I've come to cherish indoor time immensely. Sometimes perhaps a little too much, as access to the comforts of a familiar space can inadvertently trap me in an unhealthy routine. In what I do, I've realized that finding a balance between active outdoor pursuits and static indoor commitments is the hardest part. This is why these overnighters are serving as a great reminder not to grow too comfortable when given the opportunity, and to keep connection with the natural world that, after all, hosts this profession I've come to love so much.